Welcome. In front of me I have the HOTWAV. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this brand, but anyway, this is the Note 12, and today I'll do unboxing along with a quick look at the device with also a spec look, so what we get inside of the device. So let's just pop it straight open. Now I'll start off by saying this is a relatively budget device, coming at about, I think about like $150 US, and inside of the package we do get a case. We also get wet and dry wipes, so we can apply a tempered glass, which comes provided with the device. Is actually a tempered glass, so that's pretty nice. And I assume there's already also a screen protector pre-applied to this phone, so we'll see that in a second. We also get a silicone case, and then the device itself. Now it is a chunky device, I'm not gonna lie, so it does have some heft to it and size, but that is because this has a relatively insane battery size. I'm gonna set it to the side for the time being and move over to the rest of the box, which is a charger, and that is a max 20-watt charger. For about $150 you get more than you get for $1,800 with the fold devices, because at least this one comes with a charger, and it's also basically as quick as the Fold 4 can charge anyway, so nice. Anyway, below that we have some manual, no one cares about that one, and Type-C to Type-C charging cable, which will come handy because, like I mentioned, this device has a pretty substantial battery size, and this will allow you to basically charge other devices with it. So if you have made some earbuds, you can use this cable, plug it into the phone, and then plug it into something like your buds, and you can charge them up. And also, you probably won't be worrying about discharging this battery, as it's over 6,000 milliamps, so yeah. Okay, now that's all we have in the box, so let's move over to the device. We have some screen protector pre-applied, and there is a screen protector below that, so you don't need to apply the tempered glass. Maybe this can get damaged first, unless you really want that extra security from actual tempered glass that is applied. Obviously plastic one won't protect your device as well if you drop it, specifically on a screen, while tempered glass might do that a little bit better. Okay, so now moving on into the actual specs. I will say this right now, I have not heard of this brand before, and I don't know how accurate these specs are. Some like very cheap brands tend to fake their specs. So for instance, they will tell you that they have like 12 gigs of RAM, but if you actually go into like checking the specs of the device through some kind of software, you'll find out that it's usually significantly less. So I don't know if what we have on the box right here is what you actually get right here. Now you obviously will go to the settings and see the info line up, but that can be changed. And what I'm getting at is, I'm not sure if we will get the actual exact, like for instance 8 gigabytes of RAM and 126 gigabytes of storage. So that is something that I can check out later to find out if the actual info right here lines up. So I'm gonna put that out there, and I'm gonna say that whatever I'm gonna be reading is basically what they're claiming that this device has. It seems like a already solidly built device, so I think the info should be correct, but I do want to point that out in case it's fake. I'm just saying that. Okay, so let's get into it. Starting off, like I mentioned already, we have a over 6,000 milliamp hour battery, and if I can actually find the device itself, give me a moment while I start looking for the specs of it. Guess I can do it right here probably. Okay, so let's see, battery. Okay, there we go. So battery right here, 6,180 milliamp hour battery, 20 watt charging with a charger included. We have also 8 gigabytes of RAM with 128 gigabytes of storage, which I presume will be expendable using SD card. So I'm gonna quickly grab this, pop it out, and figure out that this is too thick. So let's grab something a little bit more suited. There we go. And yep, so we have SD card and SIM card tray. Now, with that being said, you also have the option of using 2 different SIM cards and no SD card. If there is something that you want to do, you just place one of the SIM cards sideways on the SD tray. So there we go. So you do get a 120 gig storage, but you can expand it significantly further using SD card. So that is actually really nice. Now, moving on, we have a Unisec T606 processor in here. And it's basically an octa-core processor running at 1.6 gigahertz. And then continuing on to the display right here. This is a 6.8-inch display with a resolution of 828 by 1792. And it puts it at 260 pixels per inch. Now, that being said, for people that don't know, this display here is very, very mediocre. It's basically a budget display. It is also an LCD IPS, so it won't get bright. It won't get. It doesn't have like super good resolution. It doesn't have any kind of high refresh rate, or higher than you would expect. So just a 60. And like I said, it's a budget screen right here on the phone, which is to be expected considering this device comes at about 150 bucks. Now, let's see, anything else that I missed? We do have a fingerprint sensor that is side mounted right over here. Then I'll just go around. So at the bottom we have our charging port, speaker, and microphone. Then we get our, like I said, fingerprint / power button, volume rockers, and at the top, nothing. And on the other side, we just have our SIM and SD tray. Now, last thing that I didn't mention is the cameras. Now, the main one, which is the 48 megapixel, is being labeled right over here, so you can clearly see it. And on top of that, we also have a 16 megapixel. So I assume that will be this one, and below, besides that, it looks like some kind of macro or depth sensor, which isn't specified. But because of the size of it, it's not even recommended using it. So just pointing that out. Obviously, the main camera right here will be the one that you'll be using most of the time, and you shouldn't really worry about all the other ones. On budget devices, additional cameras are just a gimmick. So there we go. So that's the device, and honestly, it seems like a solid phone for the price. Like I said, the brand right here is the first time that I'm hearing it. I'm not exactly sure how like reputable it is, how good the devices are, but based on the spec look, on paper, this device seems pretty solid. It has a okay processor for the price. It also has enough storage and RAM to be classified as a device that is basically being sold in current time, unlike some other budget devices that for $100 will barely run anything. So this one should be able to run most of the things without much of a problem. So with that being said, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.